Hi, so today we're going to talk about how to activate your core in the best possible way. There's a lot of different opinions out there about what is core training and how you train your core, and generally people perceive the core to be the big muscles around your abdominal area, like your six-pack muscles, and they'll do things like sit-ups and planks and all sorts of different things to try and work those muscles. Now, these muscles, as with any muscle in your body, are important to have and to have strength in, and they do provide you with core stability to some extent. But as physiotherapists, we like to think of the core as the deeper muscles that lie underneath all of those big muscles and are providing more of a stability rather than a movement to help transfer the load between the joints in the best possible way so that you get optimal joint movement and therefore optimal joint health. So this kind of core training is particularly useful for people who experience lower back pain and other issues where they usually have a deficiency in the core, but it's actually a great exercise for anybody to do, and it complements gym and strength work, like I described before, really well. So this is a way you're going to work on your core. So basically, you just want to lie back on the floor with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. And the first thing that you're going to do is just practice what we call pelvic tilting. And this is going to allow you to find the best position for your spine to do this training. So pelvic tilting is about trying to flatten your lower back onto the floor and then make a little space between your lower back and the floor. And if you achieve this correctly, you should feel the pelvis, so just above the hips there, moving back and forward. So you can see how my hips are sort of moving, and you can see that my lower back will flatten on the floor and then sort of lift up off the floor. So this is pelvic tilting. Once you've got the hang of that, I want you to try and tilt the pelvis to flatten your spine toward the floor and hold that position. Once you're there, you're going to try to activate the core muscles. The two main muscles we want to activate are your pelvic floor and the transversus muscle. So the way you're going to do this, firstly activate the pelvic floor by lifting up in the pelvic region as if you were going to stop yourself from using the bathroom. That's the best way to think about it. Just drawing up in the pelvic floor, and my fingers here are just monitoring what's happening in my abdomen. You should start to feel a gentle tension developing under your fingers, and to just increase that tension, just gently draw the belly button toward the spine and try and hold that position. If you're doing this right, you should feel as though there's a gentle tension underneath your fingers in your abdomen. You're keeping your spine flat on the floor, and you can feel the pelvic floor and tummy just working gently. Once you're here, you want to test your core stability by doing a movement to tabletop. So once you're in this position, challenge yourself by lifting one leg up so that the knee sits directly above the hip. Try and bring your second leg up, keeping your tummy drawn in and not letting your spine move. So coming up to that tabletop position, trying to keep your tummy drawn in, and then slowly come back down with both legs. Now what you'll find is if you have poor stability through the core, as you lift that second leg, your back will lift off the ground, just like that. So you're starting here, as you lift that second leg, you'll feel that movement happen, and your back will lift off the ground. And you'll also feel all the muscles here push hard into your fingers. If you have good stability, you'll feel, as you lift that second leg, that your spine stays nice and steady, and you can keep the tummy drawn in. And then slowly come down. So this is the way that you can practice and get an idea of how much stability you truly have in the core. And if you just try and work on that every day, you'll achieve higher activation of the deep core muscles to stabilize, and this will improve, as I said, back pain, posture, and also improve just your general strength and sports performance as well. So good luck and see how you go.